Hey guys, welcome back to another one. This is Crypto Elite. In today's video, I have a set of 3 news stories from the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem. Let's talk about it. The first one has to do with the SEC and FTX. One member of the SEC is actually stepping down, and we'll dig into the implications of that one. The next story has to do with Bitcoin, and there's a lot of statistics going on with Bitcoin right now. We'll have a deep dive into each one of those. And then the last thing I want to talk about is BNB. There's actually some good news with Binance going on right now, so we will dig into that last. Circling back to the first story, the SEC just had some news that came out not too long ago that the top SEC official steps down following controversial meetings with SBF and other FTX lobbyists. And it's definitely not a good look for the SEC, who is trying over the past couple of weeks and years actually to rein in on the overall cryptocurrency ecosystem and label the entire thing as a security, except for Bitcoin. But it's not a good look for one of the top members to have a sit down with one of the biggest frauds that just happened. And it's kind of good that he's stepping down. He is taking himself out of the arena so that there is no favoritism whatsoever. And as we can see here, Dan Berkowitz, which was the general counsel at the SEC, just stepped down because he did have some dinners and dined with the FTX founder SBF. So Berkowitz was an ally of FTX within the Financial Regulatory Agency and had meetings along with other crypto lobbyists. But like I said, it's kind of good that he is stepping down just to show that there is no favoritism whatsoever. And like I said, in October last year, the SEC and CFTC were discussing the best methods to regulate the entire cryptocurrency market. And if one of these top leaders in the SEC was sitting down with FTX, who was by all means, as we've seen over the past couple days and weeks, not following any SEC type of rules whatsoever, it is not a very good look for the entire organization. So that is kind of the biggest news that is happening right now with the SEC, and also just kind of shifting gears a little bit to talk about SBF and why it's also so bad, because as we know, he backs Solana, which was a big backing from FTX, and he raised about $314 million in 2021 alone, so that's not counting 2022. And Solana, as we have seen, just because of the fallout from FTX, has dropped substantially, and that is in accordance with all the other altcoins out there. Sol has dropped as much as 10% in the past 24 hours at the time of this recording, which adds to the 20% slide over the past week. And we'll check out a different chart here in a second, and you'll see just how much Solana has actually slid. So in 2020, SBF was a major proponent of the Solana network, and he pushed a lot of money and a lot of other people in there. And since then, it has declined 98%, which is very tough to look at. So if we go to coin market cap right now, here's the 1-day chart. Of course, it's in the red. If we go to the 7-day chart, once again, it's in the red. The 1 month and 3 months, once again, a humongous decline once again. The 1 year, another decline. Year to date, a larger decline. Like, the decline just continues to go. That's why it's 98% down this year. And then lastly, if we look at DeFi Llama, all the different total value locked, or money that is held within the chain, has also dropped about 98% as well, from a high of about $10 billion to now about $200 million. So the Solana ecosystem, thanks to SBF, is not doing very good. That was the first thing I want to talk about. The next thing I want to talk about is BTC. There's a lot of news that came out recently about Bitcoin, and I just wanted to share it with you. The first one has to do with the oversupply, the overall supply of Bitcoin right now, and it's the total supply in loss actually of Bitcoin. And right now there's about 50% of the total current Bitcoin supply is in loss. So a majority of people, it looks like about 50% of the people who have bought Bitcoin are now in the red of their Bitcoin. And of course, we're in the crypto winter. Everything is sliding down as prices go, but it's just a interesting fact to throw out there. Another one that I saw recently is 9% of all Bitcoin circulating supply changed hand in the current price range. So about 15,000 to 17,000. It is a humongous support zone. So it's kind of safe to say nothing is perfect. There could be another black swan event that drives the price down, but this seems to be a pretty safe range to start start accumulating if you haven't already, and just continue doing that. As you can see here is the overall volume from different price levels. And as you can see, between that 15,000 and 17,000 range, there is a humongous bar here. So we can see that this is a very safe range to continue trading at, assuming that there is not going to be any other black swan events. The last thing I want to show you is just how much Bitcoin is off centralized exchanges right now, which is very good. So about 78% of Bitcoin circulating supply is now in self-custody wallets. And as you can see from here, the illiquid supply of BTC is hovering around that $15 million range, which is fantastic. And I would highly recommend for everyone to continue pulling your BTC and other cryptos off of the centralized exchanges. That's the second story. The last story I want to talk about is Binance. They recently had a partnership with this automobile maker, and it is BMW. So a little bit of good news for BNB and Binance. They are going to partner and work with BMW. So BMW is rolling out their blockchain technology for day-to-day operations. As we can see, BNB is going to be the anchor chain, using it for performance, cost, speed, and scalability. And it looks like right now it's going to be based in Thailand, and Thailand customers will be entitled to loyalty rewards program on the BNB chain. There's also going to be loyalty points redeemable for BMW services, and it's going to integrate their DLT, distributed ledger technology, throughout the BMW ecosystem. So that is pretty awesome news once again for Binance. So in summary, guys, I did want to wrap this up. BMW and Binance, they're partnering together. It looks like it's going to be a good bit of news. Bitcoin also looks like a very good time to continue dollar cost averaging, or start dollar cost averaging right now, as you can see here. And then lastly, some top SEC officials are stepping down just because of what happened between FTX, the SEC, and that entire conundrum. So the last thing I want to leave you with is just the overall crypto ecosystem right now is not looking good, but I am taking this time to purchase cryptos every single day. If you're interested in what I'm purchasing, I do have a Patreon, link in the description below. If not, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you on the next one.